Hey gang, it's your boy Platt back with another value spirit video. Real quick refresher, what I'm talking about when I say value spirits is just real good buys for your dollar, or a bottle that gives you the best bang for the buck. I know times are a little tough right now, so I just want to help people kind of stretch their dollar a little bit more at the liquor store. What we have here today is the Famous Grouse. Famous Grouse is a blended Scotch whiskey. You'll find this retailing at anywhere between $18 and $22 for a 750 milliliter bottle. Today in the world of brown spirits, however, you're tough to find anything semi-decent under $20. So again, for the price, this is the range we're definitely looking at. Like I said, it is a blended Scotch whiskey. Comes to us, was originally produced by Matthew Glock and Son. I hope I'm saying that right. Matthew Glock, I think. Not like the gun Glock. I think it's OAG or something like that. Glock. Matthew Glock and Son in 1896. A little background: the family had been grocers for a while. Actually, the company itself was started by Matthew's great uncle, who was also named Matthew. In the early 1800s, he was a grocer, and like a lot of grocers back then, you weren't just a grocery store, you're also the local liquor store. You brought in different spirits, wines. Beers are usually sold at the bars, but wine and spirits were generally imported in by your local grocers. They were known actually originally for being wine merchants instead of whiskey merchants, so much so that they gained a certain reputation, and they got to provide, in the early 1800s, Queen Elizabeth visited Scotland, specifically Perth, Scotland, where they were based, and he got to provide the wine for the travel party. And that was a big honor, brought a lot of recognition to the family and to their business. Unfortunately for the family, by the late 1800s, wine importation had become kind of tough. The wine blight, or the phylloxera epidemic, had hit France predominantly, but either other parts of Europe. And so imports of wine from Europe became a little iffy then. So they decided to shift and focus something closer to home and get into the Scotch whiskey business. They're in Scotland. Just kind of makes sense. You get your supply of Scotch. Like a lot of grocers back then, they wanted to come up with their own proprietary blend. What these grocers back then would do is they would get a bottle from Glenlivet, or a barrel from Glenlivet, or a barrel from Glenfiddich, and then they'd have either they would distill their own, or they had a source of just cheap grain whiskey, but they would blend in these other single malts to produce a house blend. This is where Matthew comes in. He comes in to take over the company, and around 1896 he produces the family's unique blend that he referred to as the Grouse. At the time, the Grouse starts gaining traction immediately. People respond positive to it, so much so that in 1905 Matthew decides, all right, I'm going to restructure the company, make a structure to where we're open for greater growth. He also switched the name from the Grouse to the Famous Grouse, and made this particular bird the logo for the family, and kind of started using that in the marketing of the company. Now, the particular bird on there is a red grouse. The red grouse is the official or the national gaming bird of Scotland. It's a symbol that's important to Scotland and to the brand itself. And it makes sense because the brand, the Famous Grouse, has become so tied into Scotland. Since 1980, Famous Grouse has been the highest selling whiskey in Scotland. It is by far the most popular brand. And if you think about it, that's quite an honor to be the highest selling Scotch whiskey in the home of Scotch whiskey. Really means something. Doing a little research on this, I found that actually a large chunk of their sales come around Christmas time. From what I gather, it's kind of like here in the U.S., for Father's Day, a lot of people buy their dad a tie. I guess over there around Christmas time, you want to buy your dad something, your uncle, what have you, it's a bottle of Famous Grouse, which I'll take a bottle of Famous Grouse over a tie any time. But it is, like I said, the top selling whiskey in Scotland. One of the things that helps Famous Grouse as far as notoriety and just being a quality product. The parent group, the parent company of Famous Grouse is a company called the Edrington Group. They also own some other distillers besides Famous Grouse. Two of them that they own are Highland Park and Macallan. They both make fine single malt scotches, and they are used in the blend for Famous Grouse. And just like anything else, quality in means quality out. Those are two, like I said, top quality single malt scotches, and they get blended into the Famous Grouse. And they, again, that just helps us know that we're getting a good, quality product. A couple of quick reviews. Liquor.com ranks Famous Grouse as one of its best buys for scotches under $50 a bottle. The Distiller's Blog rates this as its best buy for blended Scotch whiskeys for everyday use. And if you think about it, that's kind of what we're talking about here. There's always an occasion for a high dollar spirit or wine or whatever, anniversaries, graduations, birthdays, stuff like that. But for general use, we just want to find good value, which is why we're here today with the Famous Grouse. So let's see how this tastes. All right, it's real kind of bright on the nose. Do get a little heat on the nose. It's like some light toffee, a little bit. Let's give it a try. All right, that's nice. It's light. Get a little sweet punch on the tongue, but not a lot. Just a touch of smoke, just a touch of peat, but not a lot there. I get a lot of grain. I can taste the barley. Body-wise, this is a lighter body. This to me seems like perfect scotch for like a scotch and soda, something like that. There's not a lot of malt complexity. There's not a long finish to it. This is not peaty in any way, so I don't know if it's one of those that I would just sip with like maybe one ice cube or drink neat. I think this is more something you would blend with, scotch and soda kind of thing. I could see it also being used, in something like a rusty nail, because Drambuie is so thick and so kind of, dominant flavor-wise. Like this, I could see this being complementary to that Drambuie. So a rusty nail with this, because you already have scotch in the Drambuie, so you've got enough scotch in there, flavor-wise or whatever. Yeah, I can see it like that. This is definitely something, again, kind of general purpose. We're not celebrating, promotion or housewarming with it. But if on a Thursday night you want a good, scotch and soda or something like that, however you drink your scotch with whatever kind of mixer, definitely do the job. Again, $20 a bottle. Seems like a pretty good value for that. Yeah, overall solid. There's nothing spectacular about it, but unfortunately, in the world of Scotch whiskey, I think the prices and everything got to the point where, just a functional blended Scotch at a decent price, but it's tough to beat. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets you too know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.